Hi, I'm Emma from Datel, and in today's interview with an expert, I'm here with Aaron Harris, Sage's Chief Technology Officer. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're talking about Sage's technology vision. Before we get into that, can you tell us a bit about your role as CTO of Sage?
Yes, so there's multiple parts to the role. The first role, which is probably kind of obvious, is it's my job to define a technology vision and a technology strategy that supports the overall company strategy and the company purpose. So it's my job to make it succeed, right, with what it is that we set out to do using technology. There's some other parts of the job that are pretty important. So one of those is that I have a group of engineers and data scientists and designers and AI engineers that collectively are working with me to build the technology and the components that we need to achieve the technology vision that we've created. There's another part of my job, which I'm doing right now with you, which is I need to be an ambassador for the technology. I'm on a mission to convince the world that Sage is a great innovator, that we're a technology leader, that we're capable of actually delivering on this vision that we've created.
And so you're obviously heavily involved in Sage's strategy as part of that team, and we've seen a real change in Sage here in the UK from its sort of historic position. Can you share a bit about that purpose and strategic priority you have?
So about 2 years ago, we set out to really reevaluate what our purpose was as a company and what our ambition was. And we came up with a purpose that I thought was, I'm very happy with, I'm very proud of it. So our purpose is to knock down barriers so everyone can thrive. And I'm always a bit conscious when I say that people think, that that's just some corporate do-goodery. They went out and hired some, consulting firm to come up with something that doesn't quite mean enough, doesn't quite offend anybody, is neutral enough, but not overly inspiring. But the reality is, it was just the small group of leadership within Sage that arrived at that. And what's behind that is our belief that if we can make small and medium-sized businesses successful, those businesses are the foundations, they're the engines of the communities in the world. And that's going to be good for everybody. So that's our purpose. Yeah. And then, of course, my job is to create a technology strategy to help us realize that purpose.
And that was going to be my next question, actually. So where is sort of Sage's technology vision, and what are you striving to achieve with that?
Quite a lot.
Yeah,
so
not that long.
So we express the way we're going to achieve our purpose through our ambition, which is to be the trusted network for small and medium businesses. And it goes on to talk about digital connections and human connections. And that's really, really important. The biggest trend affecting our customers is digital transformation. And it's more than just automating tasks, it's more than just automating workflows. For many organizations, they're completely rethinking their business models. And so it's our job to provide companies with the tools to take them down their digital transformation journey. So that's kind of the anchor of our technology strategy. But the next one is super important and very aligned to it. And you have to talk about them both together. And that is when, as a human being, I have a job, like maybe entering bills and accounts payable or something. And I'm confronted with the idea that artificial intelligence is going to come and automate the work that I've been doing. There's this very natural anxiety that comes with that. So what we want to communicate very clearly as part of our strategy is that we actually believe that if we can automate those low-value repetitive tasks, we can free up humans to do more valuable work. We call it elevating human work. But it also is a difference in philosophy in how you design software. You're not designing software anymore to be like super efficient for entering data really quickly. You're designing software to make humans confident in their decision making, to enable them to collaborate, to do things that are uniquely human. There's two other elements, just really quickly. One is we want to do all of this in a sustainable and responsible way, and we want to empower our customers with tools to grow in a sustainable and socially responsible way. And then lastly, we believe, especially in the era that we're living in right now, the relationship between technology and trust is absolutely critical. So our technology has to be trusted, that's a given, but we believe we can use technology to create more trust in the markets where our customers operate.
So where does future technology and things like AI fit into that strategy? Because when we're talking to customers, they're so focused on business as usual and efficiency, productivity, that it's hard for them to see how future tech can be relevant to what they're trying to achieve.
Yep, so AI essentially enables us to solve problems that weren't previously possible to solve. So the one thing that's super clear for us is that we don't go out and market and sell AI. AI is another tool that we have now to do some pretty incredible things. And we frame it up in three ways. So the first is we're using AI to transform accounting from something that's always been periodic. You've got your monthly close, you've got your quarterly tax filings, your annual audit. We want to use AI to automate accounting such that accounting is now continuous, right? There's no need to wait for the close to have visibility into your results. Similarly, we want to use AI to create continuous assurance and trust, right? It doesn't do any good to get all of your data in real time if you don't have confidence that the data is accurate. So we pair up AI with the automation technology to simultaneously constantly monitor and look for issues. And there's a bunch of ways we use AI for that. But if you can get those two things right, we've got this really ambitious outcome we want for our customers. We want to eliminate the financial close, right? We don't want the close to be a thing anymore. The business should just run. You should always have your numbers. You should always have confidence. Once we solve that, we turn our attention to using AI to do predictions, to do forecasting, to look for changes in the business that might prompt an opportunity or maybe signal a risk. And the key is getting back to elevating human work. Once we've used AI to automate all the repetitive stuff, we can now turn the technology to enabling humans to do more elevated work.
So one hot topic a lot of our customers are thinking about is data privacy. Are you worried about how this affects the privacy of that data and the security of it?
Absolutely. Our customers are not only sensitive about data privacy, but they're also becoming more aware of the value of their data just inherently, that it has value. And so we have to have a relationship with our customers where they trust that we are going to leverage their data to create value first for them. Right? So if we're ever confronted with a commercial opportunity where we've got the opportunity to use customer data to do something, but in so doing, it jeopardizes that trusted relationship with our customer, it's simply out of the question. We can't do it. And so that's the unique position we're in that enables us to have these very ambitious goals. It all centers on the trust we have with our customers. And if we lose it, it's gone. We'll need a new vision, a new strategy if we lose that trust.
Yeah, definitely. So I can't sit here with you and not talk about Intacct and your background and journey with Intacct itself. Can you share a little bit about, well, first of all, what that was like being part of that founding team of Intacct, and then a little bit about what's available in the future and where you sort of taking that?
Yeah, so I was part of the founding team of Intacct going all the way back to early 2000. I hate to admit that it was that long ago, but it was that long ago. I have a very short resume. I went straight from finishing a master's degree to going to work for one of the big accounting firms. I was in technology. I wasn't an auditor or anything, but I found out very quickly that I wasn't a fit. And the firm, if you're curious out there, is Arthur Andersen, which no longer exists. I had nothing to do with it. But myself and a couple of other Andersen employees moved to Silicon Valley to meet a gentleman named David Thomas that had this vision for moving accounting onto the internet. It's hard to start a company. It's hard for anybody to start any kind of company, but trying to convince accountants to use the internet to do their accounting, trying to convince companies to move their data onto the internet was a huge struggle. So it really took us a long time to get the company to really gain some momentum. And everybody talks about these overnight success stories in Silicon Valley. These billionaires that started with an idea and 2 years later they're billionaires. It took us 17 years to build a business that was durable and resilient, and that had customers that were committed to it. So it is hard work. We sold the business to Sage 5 years ago, and the business has continued to grow at an incredible rate. It's still growing north of 30% every year. So it's quite a big part of Sage now, and it's where most of the growth in Sage is happening. And so a lot of the investment in technology that I just talked about, the first product to get it oftentimes is Intacct, but ultimately it makes its way to all customers. We're going deeper into the capabilities of the industries that we focus on within Sage Intacct. And I guess I'll say it once more, we are working on continuous accounting, and the focus for now is accounts payable. We want to completely digitize everything about your relationship with your suppliers. So the vendor management, receiving your bills, processing the bills, getting the data, categorizing it, approving it, paying it, reconciling it. Our goal is for that to be completely automated and for humans only to get involved when there's an exception that needs to be reviewed. I'm missing lots of what's on the roadmap, but that's kind of the high level of what we're working on.
Fantastic. And I suppose that journey that you have been on with Intacct over that 17-year period, a lot of our customers will be somewhere along their own sort of business growth journey. Any advice for those business owners?
Oh boy. Well, this is where I kind of go back to I have a very short resume. It was Arthur Andersen, Intacct, and now Sage. But I've had a front row seat to watch lots of businesses grow. And the companies that I've seen grow successfully, what they demonstrate is real belief in their mission, in their vision. Your conviction and your vision is going to be tested along the way. You're going to fail. If I were to write a book about what I learned at Intacct, it would probably be a book of all the things we did wrong, right? That I could learn from and pass on.
Yeah, because that's what made you a better business moving forward.
Yeah, it's vision, it's commitment, it's resilience, and I would also say it's thinking long term. Making the investments that don't pay off in the next 6 months or the next year, but are really going to change the trajectory of the company in the future.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Aaron, for sharing with us where Sage is going, where the investment and the focus lies. It's been really great insight, so thank you very much. And that's it from Interview with an Expert. See you next time.